What's up, YouTube? It's Comic Zealot, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 10, The Lost and the Plunderers. If you can hear some sounds, that is my cat playing with a pill bottle. I liked how this episode was filmed and put together. I liked how it just kind of broke it up between the different characters and kind of switched to that point of view, or, kind of showed us what they were dealing with. I've never actually seen an episode done quite this way, where they actually put the word, like the name of the character, before they show it. I feel like that's the first. I could be wrong, but I feel like I've never seen an episode like that. There's a lot of Rick and Michonne in this episode. They're the last two in Alexandria, and before they leave, they see a structure that Carl used to sit on, I guess, and they wanted to save it, which is kind of symbolic because everything was torched, but they go with the fire extinguishers. They try to put it out, but they can't because of walkers. That's pretty sad. As they're driving, Michonne then asks Rick, what do you think he meant? You think that we can do what Carl wanted? And Rick's he still maintains, no, it's different now. Even though when Carl was dying, Rick said to him, I'll make it real, I'll make it real. Michonne's we could read his letters. And Rick was no, too soon, bitch, too soon. They head to the trash people. And when they get there, there's, no people. It's just walkers. And at first, Rick thinks that, they abandoned the place, and he had no idea where they were, so he was angry. But we see, when they go to Simon, that Simon takes some saviors over to the trash people and basically says, we know what you did with Rick, and, you gotta stick to his side and everything. And as punishment, he starts shooting a bunch of trash people right in front of Janice, the leader, point blank, just shooting him in the chest and stuff. And so then the saviors break loose and pretty much kill them all, but killed very few the humane way. So a lot of them became walkers. And so all of a sudden Janice is left by herself, almost naked for some reason, sitting there, and all of her former friends just start coming at her as walkers. She manages to find this trash compactor that actually still worked, which was magic. So when they started to approach her, she turned on the machine and they just fell in and they just got grinded up, and it was super gross. They just became this weird red pulp that came out. So she's completely just devastated because her whole community got wiped out. When Rick and Michonne notice her and ask what's wrong or whatever, then Rick and Michonne escape by using car doors to just bash through the walkers, and they left Janice there, which I think was a good move on Rick's part because he had trusted her before and he shouldn't have, and so he was smart to not trust her this time. So Janice is probably dead. We don't know that for sure, but she's probably dead. We also see Aaron and Enid, which we hadn't seen in several episodes because I feel like it's been ages. They got captured by the Islanders, which I think is what we call it, that all-girl army that stay hidden from conflict because the Saviors took all their guys and they don't want to, be in a fight anymore or whatever. They got captured, but Enid convinces Cindy, who's the new leader after her grandma got shot, to let them go, which she does, but then her and Aaron split up, and I don't like that, so they're both on their own now. And that was pretty much it with them. Then we see some, Simon and Negan stuff, and, Simon wants to do certain things, and Negan says, you'll do as I say, so there's a little bit of clash there. But at the end of the episode was my absolute favorite. One of my favorite scenes probably from the whole series, where Rick finally is okay, I'm going to look at these letters. So he opens up the Negan one, and you can't really see what it says. They show a portion of the paper for a split second, but it makes him mad because Carl had hope that they would get along and everything, and so Rick's just feeling a whole bunch of emotions there. So he takes a savior walkie-talkie, and I'm kind of confused as to how those things work, because aren't walkie-talkies are supposed to be within a certain range, and I'm pretty sure they weren't close enough, but whatever, not questioning it. So he took the savior walkie-talkie and said, get me Negan. And Negan said, who the hell's asking? He identifies himself. He says that Carl died. And I loved how Jeffrey played this. His whole face just softened up noticeably. And he said, how did it happen? And he said, how did he die? Was it one of us? And I just thought that was a really sweet, like comment to make. I mean, it was really heartbreaking because I loved the episodes with Negan and Carl when they interacted, because they both did a really good job with that relationship, and they both acted tremendously. And I just felt like Negan had a really special place for Carl because he respected him. He thought he was brave. He thought he was the future, and he even said that in this episode at the end. He said, you know, he was the future. And you know, Rick could have lied and said it was one of his guys, and that would have changed the whole thing. But Rick was actually truthful and said, like, no, he was trying to help somebody and he got bit. And you know, Negan, I think he actually apologized. I don't remember the exact words, but you know, he definitely expressed how sorry he was, but then he said, like, you know, I never wanted like people to get hurt, you know, which is kind of BS, but he was playing into Rick's weakness of having just lost his son, and said, like, you know, I never wanted this to happen, and like, you know, Carl was the future and Carl died because of you. And it was kind of an asshole thing to say, but at the same time it was like kind of true. And Negan kind of softens up here, and he's kind of almost being like, yeah, can we just like call it a truce? And Rick was like, yeah, no, I want you dead and I'm gonna do it. And that's what he said since day one, ever since we saw poor Glenn get his head bashed in and Abraham's skull get beat to a pulp. You know, he's always vowed that he was gonna kill him, and that's always been in his mind. Season 7 he kind of diverted, and he was like Negan's slave there for a while, but I think even though he was sort of admitting defeat back then, he always has wanted to kill Negan. He has such an anger and a rage toward him that he still set out to do that. And you know, I think I think it's the wrong move, but you know, obviously I knew that was the direction it was going to take. There is going to be a huge war or whatever, but I just really liked that conversation. It really made me like Negan more because it did show his human side to him. And I just like this episode all around. Like I said, I like the way it was done. I like when they slow it down and they focus just on the relationships between the people, because there's so many characters in this show that you can't just always have episodes where everyone's just, you know, shooting walkers and stabbing them and, you know, lighting things on fire. Like, we need to see the characters and we need the drama. So I like this episode a lot. You know, it's sad that Carl's not there. I'll never get over that. I'll never be okay with that. But I think something really dramatic like that needed to happen. You know, someone really important had to die for the show to continue to be interesting. But so this episode was good. I look forward to tonight's. I mean, sometimes when they show trailers, they show multiple episodes kind of in a trailer for upcoming stuff. And I don't know if it's going to be as intense as it looked like, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for anything. So that's my reaction to this episode. If you watched it, let me know what you think, what you thought of it, and what you think of Negan, because Negan is, like, he is passing up Rick as my favorite, and I hate to say that, because Rick is, I love him so much, but ever since I read Negan's origin story comic and this episode, it's like, yeah, I just have such much more affection for him as a character now. But yeah, leave me a comment if you're a Walking Dead fan. Let me know. To all my subscribers, old and new, thank you for your support, especially with my last video. It meant a lot to me. I was overwhelmed with the support I received. I don't know what to say. It completely melted my heart in a way that I don't think I've ever really felt before. So thank you. Enough of the negativity. I'm not going to post a video like that again. I'm not going to delete it, though, because of all the comments. I want to keep them. I might private the video, though, at this point, so I can still have it, but not have it out there. To all my subscribers who are brand new, if your subscriptions are not blocked or set to private, you will make it on my thank you for subscribers page, which at the end of this video there will be one. But it's not all my super new ones. I have a whole bunch that are not going to make it on this one, but it will be on an upcoming one. I don't leave out any of you, but I only have so much room on my page for channels. So if you're not on this one, you'll be on the next one. My video shout out for today goes to Bash TV HD. Bash TV HD, thank you very much for your thoughtful words on my video. I really appreciated them. They're a very cute family channel with a very adorable little boy doing and testing out cute things. I am subscribed. You should be as well. So if you would like to check out Bash TV HD's channel, I will put the channel link in the pinned comment below. That's it for this video, guys. Until the next time, peace.